Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
80% of falls in the home occur in the bathroom. Don't put yourself or a loved one at risk. There's a safe bathing system for everyone's budget.
Enjoy a bathing experience that combines safety, comfort, and excellence. If assisted living is not for you, a BCI walk-in tub may well be the answer, giving you the safety and freedom to live independently. A BCI walk-in tub is the most affordable and comfortable walk-in tub in the market today. With our dual drain technology, your tub will drain quickly, and for those that still like the feature of a shower, our two-way bliss gives you both a handheld and overhead shower head. We offer the best financing in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months with approved credit. For comfort, safety, price, and selection, it's got to be BCI Walk-In Tub. Be one of the first 50 callers and save $1,500.
Call 800-354-4377, 800-354-4377 for a free no obligation in-home consultation.
The Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E. Make your first wager of $20 or more and you'll get $100 in free bets. That's $100 in free bets when your first wager on Borgata Sports is $20 or more. Get into the action with BorgataSports.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting industry over the past week. This week, in our state and national reports, we've got some benchmarks to talk about that were hit in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York. Deal segment, we've got a couple deals involving Major League Baseball as well as a new partner for F1 Vegas. Over in our industry update segment, we've got some more details coming out about the Caesars Sportsbook in Massachusetts, the retail book, as well as we're going to be discussing the first casualty of the Ontario gaming market.
I'm shocked with that. I'm very surprised someone's actually leaving that market.
Well, it's a very competitive market, and we'll be talking about that when we get to
I guess that was the reason.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're going to finish up the show with our legislative roundup. We've got news coming out of North Dakota, Tennessee, Ontario, and Georgia. So let's start right off with our state and national reports. Couple of benchmarks to talk about this week. We're going to start off in our home state of New Jersey, the Garden State. We've got New Jersey reporting their February sports betting numbers, and while they did not have another consecutive month of $1 billion monthly handles, they had a streak of 4 in a row.
Yeah.
They have now ended that streak. It's they came in just a little under $1 billion, but they ended the streak of $1 billion. But
the big story is
the more important part.
If you add it into everything.
Yep. New Jersey has become the first state to cross the $35 billion all-time post-PASPA handle mark.
Yep.
It was $35,657,309,730 to be exact. Mm-hmm. That's actually an incredible number if you think about it.
Oh, it's amazing. We're certainly going to get bypassed by New York one of these one of these months and something like that. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know when that'll happen, but No, pretty big for New Jersey.
Well, funny you should mention that. With New York's last sports betting report, which was for the week ending March 12th, the mobile sports betting industry, which launched January 2022.
Yeah, January 8th.
January 8th, 2022, they have passed $20.2 billion in just a little over a year. I think it's a year and a month and a half.
Yeah, like I said, New York's going to bypass New Jersey pretty soon.
Yep.
I don't know when that'll be, but they'll do it.
Well, they had
New Jersey, enjoy the time now. So,
well, what's interesting is New York has actually started moving faster now than it was last year.
Sure.
They have, with regards to the first 2 months of the year, we have seen the state record about almost 3.3 billion in handle over the first 2 months of 2023, and this is the overall industry too. We're factoring in the retail books.
okay.
We've got 12 straight weeks of at least 20 million in gross gaming revenue, 24 straight weeks of at least 300 million in handle, 2 straight weeks of over 400 million. Actually, this past week, the week ending March 12th, the handle was 442 million, almost 443 million. That's 2 straight weeks of over 400 million in weekly handle.
I'm very curious. I mean, no one has even talked about it or thought about it, but with Massachusetts allowing mobile sports betting anymore, and Massachusetts does border New York. I know a lot of people in Western Massachusetts was traveling over the border to New York to do their mobile sports betting. Now they don't have to do that. I wonder, we always talk about the effect mobile sports betting from New York has on New Jersey and vice versa. I'm very curious to see what the effect of mobile sports betting in Massachusetts does with New York. I'm curious about that one. I don't know if anyone's going to do a study about that, but I was thinking about that when we were up in Massachusetts doing the mobile sports betting. It's like now people in Western Massachusetts don't have to travel to New York to place their bets, or New Hampshire or anything like that.
Raising that point, I think you have the same situation when New York launched against New Jersey.
Yeah,
it bled off into New Jersey, bled off into New York a bit. We're actually seeing an impact New York is having on New Jersey. Every month's handle is still lower on a year-by-year basis. If you look at the comparison, I think it's like 9 straight months now of lower handle in terms of year-over-year verse month over month.
One thing New Jersey still has is the online casinos and the online poker. I know, sportsbook providers in New York want that online casino option for themselves, and I guess they're really lobbying hard to get that passed in New York. But no, New Jersey, like I always said, we have FanDuel and DraftKings and all the big ones, but they also have their sports betting product, and they also have their online casino product. So, which probably makes them more money than the online sports books.
Well, you mentioned FanDuel. FanDuel in New York just passed $8.2 billion in handle since its launch.
They are the number one in New York.
40% of the market in terms of the online sports betting. You've also got DraftKings coming in at 29%, and Caesars New York is a 16%. BetMGM's a little lower than that, but outside of those 4, everybody's trying to divvy up. I think it's 11% of the market.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting to see that. Again, we just talked about New Jersey being affected by New York, how much New York is going to be affected by Massachusetts. The one thing I'm curious about, has Pennsylvania been affected by New York?
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, just a small sliver of New York kind of touches Pennsylvania, so I don't know.
Well, speaking of Pennsylvania, we're going to end the segment talking about Pennsylvania. We've got the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania reporting their February sports betting numbers. For the fiscal year, they passed $5 billion in total handle, $5,057,821,940 to be exact. And also, with that February sports betting report, Pennsylvania became the 3rd state behind New Jersey and Nevada to clear $20 billion in all-time post-PASPA handle. $20,263,976,220. And also, Pennsylvania also passed $375 million for all-time post-PASPA state tax revenue. So that's a huge mark to hit, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, Pennsylvania is a huge state.
Yes.
It has some really big cities in it. They have Philadelphia, they have Pittsburgh, they have Harrisburg, and it's really helps them out a lot.
Yep. That's it for this week's numbers. Let's head on over to some deals. Major League Baseball has sold the rights of all 120 minor league teams, the broadcast rights, the streaming broadcast rights, I should say, to clarify this, to Bally Corporation.
I love this. I love the fact that I can now see streaming minor league baseball.
Well, you still gotta get the app.
I know. I still gotta get the app.
It's actually the Bally Corporation deal is going to be streaming all the games for free through the dedicated Bally Live app. That's different than the Bally Casino app.
Okay.
That's different than the Bally Bet app. That's different than the Bally Sports Networks.
Now, will
app.
they have any connection with the casino and the thing like that?
Well, what's going to happen is the Bally's is, well, first of all, when Bally bought the regional sports networks, their big ballywick was, we're going to do gamification of sports. And one of the things that is going on here with this deal is they're going to be streamed for free. Bally's is going to incorporate free games with these. You know, they've got one called Baseball Bingo, which is coming down the road here. Fans are going to have a chance to win Bally's rewards, which can be used at brick-and-mortar casinos, online casinos, Bally Bet. Basically, wherever you can use Bally rewards, you're going to be able to rack up points just by playing some of these free games. They're going to start around April 15th. So this deal is finalized. New York Post was reporting that it was basically one of the reasons for this change was what's going on with the regional sports networks. Bally Sports to be exact here. Diamond Sports Network, which owns the Bally Sports Network, the regional sports network, renamed by Bally's. They went into bankruptcy.
Yep, they filed bankruptcy.
They missed a couple payments to some of the teams that they were streaming the games for, the major league teams. So what we've got here is last year, Major League Baseball was streaming all the minor league games through the At-Bat Live app that they have for $29.99 a month.
Okay.
They're going to be doing these for free. And I think you're starting to see the changeover in the way Major League Baseball is approaching their broadcast rights. Major League Baseball is the only professional league that lets the teams control their own broadcast rights. And the NFL does not, NHL doesn't, NBA does not do that. And it's one of those situations where because of the bankruptcy, they got to start rethinking this.
Yeah.
And this makes perfect sense. Get it out from behind a paywall, make it free, expand the audience. These free games are going to actually be which are very popular right now. Free to play games, all these things.
I love minor league baseball. I love what Bally's is doing for minor league baseball. But you know, for me, it's the greatest show. Going to a minor league ballpark is awesome. It's got great entertainment. You know, you're just sitting there eating hot dogs, watching mascots run around and stuff like that. I got this guy right here from I can't see the monitor there. Oh, there, Slice from the Trenton Thunder minor league game. So that's a piece of pork roll, a stuffed piece of pork roll.
Case's pork roll, to be exact.
Is it really? They had
Case's pork roll sponsors the pork roll eating championship that they have at the stadium.
Okay.
They also sponsor the team for one night where they have pork roll uniforms.
Yeah. See, that's what every kid should have in New Jersey, a toy pork roll. So, because we were raised on pork roll.
The action figure of pork roll.
Pork roll, yes. That's Slice.
Yes.
By the way.
For those of you who don't know what pork roll is,
it's like salted ham.
Yeah, exactly.
If you got Canadian bacon and you salted it.
Salted a lot.
That's what pork roll is.
But again,
some people call it Taylor ham. Some people call it pork roll. It's the same thing.
Yeah. North Jersey is Taylor ham. Mm-hmm. South Jersey is Case's pork roll. You can get really heated arguments about some of these things. People take their pork roll or Taylor ham very seriously, but that's pork roll behind you. That's
pork
Slice.
Roll. Well, I would guess if it was Taylor ham, the name would be Taylor and not Slice.
Or they come up with some other name.
Yeah.
But since Cases sponsors the team.
I want to get, the Trenton Thunder sometimes they have their pork roll uniforms.
Yes.
With the slice of pork roll on their hat. I want to get one of those.
One of the hats or the jerseys?
I think
I don't know if I want a jersey with pork on it.
I don't know. I think I want one of the hats.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're going to be able to going back to this deal. that kind of product will be available because you can actually get some stuff for the stores and all that stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
One other deal to talk about involving Major League Baseball. As a matter of fact, it's another minor league baseball deal. We've got Tipico. Tipico, which is making a huge push in Ohio, has announced an agreement with the Dayton Dragons, which is the minor league affiliate team of the Cincinnati Reds. Tipico will be the exclusive Fireworks Series sponsor of the team for this season.
Minor league ball clubs love fireworks.
Yes.
I mean, I think we live close enough to the Trenton Thunder Stadium where we hear fireworks all the time. It's like you hear explosions. Oh, the Trenton Thunder must be in town.
Waterfront Park, yeah.
Yeah, Waterfront Park.
As a matter of fact, the Trenton Thunder is not the only team. Every week they have a fireworks show.
Yeah, they
during
love
the
their
season,
fireworks.
During the season.
If you're a kid and you're a parent who has kids that love fireworks, go to a minor league ball game. So it's great.
The majority of minor league ball teams actually do have fireworks nights.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a simple way to keep the fans happy.
Yeah.
I don't know if some do it after the game, some do it like the 7th inning stretch, that sort of thing.
I've always seen it in New Jersey anyway, after the game.
Yeah. Trenton Thunder do it after their game. So
it makes people stick around to the end of the game.
Well, besides being the Fireworks Series sponsor for the team, a section at Day Air Ballpark, which is the Dayton Dragons home field, will be renamed for Tipico.
Okay.
Also, you're going to be doing a special deal from Tipico. 1,000 new Tipico users are going to be given 2 game tickets and a $20 team store gift certificate.
Wow.
So you can buy apparel or products like Slice.
There
I'm sure they've got a mascot out there, a dragon, a little stuffed dragon or something.
I guess it's a dragon. Yeah.
So that's actually a great deal too. Tipico's been making strides in the Ohio market.
Oh, that's great.
This is the first state I've seen Tipico make a huge push, and they're still doing it.
It's a great state. So
And last but not least, for this segment, we've got a brand new partner for F1 Vegas. As a matter of fact, I'll say the full name here. The Formula One Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix has just announced that they've done a deal with Hard Rock International to bring them on as one of the presenting sponsors. Mm-hmm. What that means is for Hard Rock, they get a grandstand.
Which is great because there's a lot of tickets sold to this, and I think they need grandstands. So, good. I'm just very curious to see, non-F1 fans, will they be annoyed by the traffic situation? And will there be a traffic situation?
There will be a traffic situation.
It has to be a traffic situation.
They're closing roads.
Well, yeah. Well, they're closing the strip, I would guess. Yeah. So, but I'm just curious if the commuters in Vegas, I mean, it's an actual city. I mean, we think of it as sports books and casinos.
There's actually life
fun
going on
all
there
the time, but there are people actually live and work in Vegas. I'm just curious about how they feel about the traffic situation. It was 4 days, right?
It's 4 days.
Yeah.
November 16th to the 18th, 3 days.
3 days. Okay.
3 days,
I'm just curious about if they're annoyed by it, if they're happy about it. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing event, and it sounds like it's going to be an annual event.
Well, not only did they are they closing the streets, they're closing the walkways above the streets.
Okay.
Because they don't want people watching it for free in the walkways.
Yeah.
So, and also, there is a hazard if you have too many people up there watching the race.
Sure. I mean,
structurally.
I mean, the crowd, just to control a crowd situation, too. So.
But again, if Hard Rock doing that, they've got a 3,000 fan grandstand going on. The Mirage is also part of this. They are having events all the way through the entire race schedule. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be doing things. I'm very curious to see what kind of room packages Hard Rock is going to start off.
Yeah, I know. I'm very curious. I mean, I'm sure we're going to start hearing all about them. Yeah. I mean, I'm a Hard Rock, card carrying member or whatever they call it. I don't even know.
You're a loyalty club member.
Yeah, I don't know what these clubs are called. They all have their special kind of names to them. So
I believe Hard Rock's is Wild Card.
Wild Card? Okay.
Yes.
So, but maybe I'll get some email about the F1 coming soon and packages.
Or at least some kind of paraphernalia or products to buy.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens there. Again, great deal for Hard Rock. That's it for the deals. Let's head on over to some industry updates.
Game sauce and Tony best slip is empty. I gotta call KG.
KG, what up?
I got nothing for you, Fox.
Oh, come on. Jalen. You want to tell?
Yeah.
Don't call somebody on live TV.
Well, you answered. have other friends anyway.
Marshawn, Barry.
Listen, I need some tips.
I like LA.
LA?
No, Dallas. That's
Dallas?
No, Dallas.
Dallas?
How about Detroit?
I'm
Barry,
calling y'all right now. Vanessa.
I got a tip for you. Always go with your gut.
I like that. Let's go with our gut.
More details have emerged from Massachusetts regarding the new or the proposed Raynham Park Caesar Sportsbook, what they're calling a megabook.
Yeah, from what I hear, it's going to be huge.
It's actually, according to the new details released, this was released during a Mass Gaming Commission hearing. The Gaming Commission's been holding hearings just about every day, whether it's
constant, yeah.
whether it's advertising, whether it's trying to figure out somebody who violated the advertising rules, trying to figure out the affiliate side, whether it's to they're tweaking the regulations as they're going along, which is very interesting to watch.
It seems like they're meeting more after everything launched in Massachusetts. Now they're trying to get everything in order.
Well, there are some people who felt that Massachusetts bowed to pressure to launch retail before the Super Bowl, before they were actually ready.
Well,
and that's fine. They did it.
Everything seems to be going
they're
pretty
having,
well.
They're having some betting issues.
Well, every state has betting issues the first couple of months.
The kiosks aren't being programmed the right way. Then the advertising regulations are evolving. Then the affiliate deals are evolving. But here we had the Caesar Sportsbook and Raynham Park talk about their complex. It's actually going to be called an entertainment complex. I don't know where Megabook came from, but sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's actually called a megabook.
Well,
everyone's referring to it as a
Superbook.
megabook.
So I guess they couldn't use Superbook because that's an actual thing going on. So Megabook?
Megabook.
Yeah, Megabook.
But it's an entertainment complex.
I wonder if they'll trademark that.
Probably.
Megabook.
Probably. It's just under 60,000 square feet, 58.9 square feet of entertainment space is what they're calling it.
Was that like 800 seats or something like that?
It's an 800 seat, 30,000 square foot sports betting area.
Yeah, that's an area called the South Shore.
Yeah.
Or as they say, it's South Shore.
Yeah.
Shore.
South Shore. Besides the 800 seats and the teller windows, we're going to have 20 betting kiosks, 2 bars, and a restaurant. What's interesting, they're actually talking about having this up and running by June of 2023 this year.
See, that's shocking to me. The only reason that could happen is that they have a structure already there. I mean, it was Raynham. It was a track already, so they must have a building there that they could use, right?
Well, a year before Raynham actually closed, they had remodeled everything. They had planned on making it a casino. They were talking about having slots and everything.
Yeah, they were in line for
I don't know.
license for a casino, so they did some work there. So I guess they could get it up and running in a couple of months, but that's pretty ambitious. I mean, even if they do have a structure up there, I'm surprised they have something that possibly could launch in June.
Well, again, I don't know how much infrastructure they got to do. I mean, in terms
roads,
of streets,
I'm sure roads.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you're going to build something that big, call it an entertainment complex, you might need some new roads and things like that.
Well, I think the area does need the jobs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every area needs the jobs nowadays.
So you may see some people against it, but I think you're going to see this thing go through.
Well, traffic's always an issue. Yeah, I mean, these are small New England towns. This thing is around, so it seems. I mean, it's been a racetrack for so long.
Yep.
I mean, for decades. So I'm curious to how much infrastructure needs to be done with the roads around it. But I'm curious to see what happens with it.
And I'm very curious to see how the competition is going to be. They're going to be going right up against Barstool Sportsbook in Plainville.
Plainridge or Plainville?
Plainridge Casino, Plainville, Massachusetts.
I always screw that up. I don't.
It's almost like a couple towns.
Plainridge Park Casino is in Plainville, Massachusetts, right?
Yep.
Okay, I got it.
So really,
I should write that down.
The South Shore is going to have two sportsbooks: Barstool Sportsbook
Yeah.
and Caesar Sportsbooks. Both are excellent.
Yeah, well, Barstool is actually in the casino.
Yeah,
but I guess this.
Well, there's no casino down in Raynham.
Yeah, so this is.
Yeah. All you're going there is for the restaurants and the book.
Well, they said an entertainment complex, so they must have other stuff there.
Well, I'm assuming they mean the bar and the restaurants.
Okay.
So
see, I was thinking like, they have like go-karts or something like that, or is this going to be like
that would be an interesting
like
thing.
the Mega Mall in the Meadowlands or something like that? So.
Well, you know what? June 2023. Good luck to them.
Yep.
We've got our first casualty of the Ontario gaming market to talk about. CoolBet.
Yeah, I've never heard of CoolBet before.
It's the sports betting operator GAN's sports betting brand in Canada.
Okay.
In Ontario. They launched at the beginning of the regulated market. It's been going for about a year. They are.
It is actually about a year now, right?
Yeah.
What was it? April of last year?
Yeah,
Canada?
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are closing down on April 3rd, 2023.
All right.
The actual date of when they're shutting down. But they are not accepting deposits. They're telling people to withdraw their money. Before that.
I had to do that just recently with Monkey Knife Fight. Apparently, they closed down, and I had to. They sent me an email. I had to get all my account out of there because they're closing down.
Yeah, but again, first casualty. They've made it a year. It is a very competitive market up there. There's over 40 entities.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that many.
Whether it's iGaming or sports betting, there's a lot up there. And I think once the other provinces open up. Their sports betting and everything else, I think you may see some of the smaller ones survive. But again, you're looking at, basically everyone fighting for a very, very small piece of the pie if you're not one of the major players.
Yeah.
And sad to see this happen, but it's market correction.
Yeah, I mean,
it's happening in the United States.
The market corrects itself, and we'll see. We'll probably see more of it.
Yep.
So,
let's finish up the show with our legislative roundup. Well, we've got legislative updates from all around the country. We've got Tennessee, North Dakota, Ontario updates to talk about. But we're going to start off with Georgia.
Okay.
The state of Georgia just had a very interesting way to introduce a sports betting bill.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep. We're going to be talking about HB 237, infamously known as the official state soapbox derby bill.
Yep.
Which no longer is a thing.
Yeah.
This is
I
very
guess it was a
interesting.
smart move by the legislator who wanted the sports betting thing out of committee, but past committee. So
what happened was a state rep introduced HB 237 to designate an official state soapbox derby. The wooden cars you just push down a hill. But during the committee hearing, another representative decided, I'm going to throw an amendment on this, and it was a sports betting amendment. A very interesting sports betting amendment. The Georgia Lottery would run everything.
All right.
They would have about 16 licenses, because the Georgia Lottery automatically gets one and they get their own dedicated app under this bill. The remaining 15, 8 would be reserved for the state's pro teams, the sports teams that are there, the five sports teams. By the way, I didn't know they had 5, which is very interesting.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Because they have a soccer team and they have basketball, all that. So, and then 3 for select sports facilities and their operators. And then the other 7 licenses would be competitively bid upon for online sports betting in the state. So, a very interesting bill in and of itself. And one of the aspects of this bill is, and this is why a lot of the Georgia sports betting bills have fallen down in the past, a lot of the state senators want a constitutional amendment to introduce sports betting. if this actually makes it through, you don't need a constitutional sports betting amendment.
Okay.
Which is actually very cool.
Which is the way most states do it. You don't need a constitutional amendment.
But again, this was all throughout this committee hearing. At the end of the committee hearing, the state rep that introduced the soapbox derby bill asked that all her language be taken out of the bill.
Yeah, probably.
So now there is no official state soapbox derby language in the bill for the official state
I'm sure it's
soapbox
going to be
derby.
introduced at a later date.
I'm sure. Or reintroduced, I should say. But I just wonder if there was something worked out behind closed doors here.
There's always something
because
worked out
it doesn't make sense for her to withdraw all her language.
Well,
on this, maybe there was something give and take. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
but that happens all the time. That always happens.
Always happens.
Speaking of interesting bills, state bills, we've got Tennessee. Now, Tennessee was the first one that had the legislative required hold of 10% for their sports betting operators. After SWARC took over from the Tennessee Education Lottery, they were going through the back payments in terms of all the numbers that were needed to satisfy that legislative hold. They found that a lot of that money was missing, or they didn't add up, I should say.
Okay.
Not missing, but maybe it just didn't add up the right way. Because then they were finding out that after they had adjusted the language one time where you either pay a fine or you pay the make good.
Yeah.
For the sports
in
betting.
order
If
to
you
get
don't
the
hit
hold to 10%.
Right. So. You pay up the difference. They found out that a lot of them weren't doing that.
Okay.
So what they have now done is they've got two bills going through the channels here, HB 1362 and SB 475, which would change the way they tax sports betting in the state. Instead of taxing the adjusted gaming revenue, which is the 10% tax,
Sure.
the 10% hold, that sort of thing, they want to tax the handle.
Which I'm not sure sports books would like. I mean, they're getting taxed on things that, the sports books don't keep all the handle. It's the handle how much money is wagered, and then you got to take out bonuses and expenses and things like that, and then you're taxed. But if you're getting taxed right off the top, that I'm not sure if a lot of sports books would like that.
Well, both of them are about 2% on the handle. I mean, if you look at the numbers, the adjusted gaming revenue tax, they add up to about the same, if not still a little bit more to the adjusted gaming revenue. So I don't know if this is going to go through. One of them, SB 475, already passed through a committee. Other states have tried this. It's failed in other states. No one's been able to get this on the books. So we'll see if Tennessee can do that.
Okay.
Going back up to Ontario, we have the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario changing the rules to, I guess, close a loophole or clarify the set of rules regarding self-exclusion.
Okay.
What they found was that players were actually registering for one sportsbook, placing a bet, and instead of taking the hit for a losing bet, what they were doing was declaring self-exclusion, getting their money back, going to another book. Well, actually, they weren't getting their money back. They were still there. They were waiting to see exactly what was going on. They went to another book, registered, placed an opposite bet. They were hedging on another book.
All right.
When the self-exclusion, if the bet lost, they went self-exclusion. Money came back to them. They won the other bet in the sports book.
Okay.
So the AGCO has closed that loophole. Once you declare self-exclusion, you have to do it before the start of a wagered upon event.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
But that's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. If you've been following along on TV, you'll see other news stories in the ticker that we didn't have a chance to cover in this half hour. And after this show is released, you will see the full version of the book report in print form, which has even more stories that we didn't have a chance to cover on the ticker or on this half hour on air. Turnpikesports.us, click on the blog button, and you'll see the full print version there.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.